Typing, 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 and the computer is not on. Interesting. Computer does not type when not on. Now guys, I wanted to talk about your little show. It's good, it's pretty good. I haven't seen it, but it's pretty good. It's good, it's good, it's interesting, it's good, it's interesting. What I was thinking, we need some new segments and some new topics and something interesting, something new. I was thinking, here's one segment. Sam Worthington. No, wait. In this sequence, Jared says that Tim said, Sam Worthington, you. And Tim tries to say that he didn't, and Jared laughs.
There's your Red Bull. Are we ready for our meeting now? Or
Just a couple of minutes. I just need to think things through.
Okay.
Do things.
Alan Smithee, entrepreneur, socialite, all-round ladies' man. His films were universally loved. At the height of his power, he was considered to be invincible. He was not. Sadly, Hollywood could take no more, and Alan Smithee was banished to television. However, he swore he would return, and with his vile, subpar taste and opinion, he would get his revenge. This is his revenge.
hello.
Hi and welcome to the Alan Smithee Show. I am Jared and this is of course Timothy Maddox. We are here to do the usual. We're more or less discussing film, movies, cinema and
Other motion pictures of feature length that may or may not be released in a cinema. And by may or may not, I mean may.
That's true. So today is going to be a special episode. We're going to have all sorts of features. We're actually going to be speaking about a rare coupling up. The first time Al Pacino and Robert De Niro are teaming up in cinema since Collateral. Yeah. Before that, there was Meet the Somethings. Heat.
The Goodfellas Part 2 or something.
Yep.
What was that other one?
Donnie Wahlberg.
Fried Green Tomatoes. Was that John Avnet film?
It's happened.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're also going to be talking about the new Joe Cornish film, Attack the Block.
And by new, you mean first. You see what I did there? No, not really. I didn't do anything. But yes, Attack the Block. Very exciting film, and we're going to be talking a bit about the news. Do we have another film?
We're going to have a Blu-ray review.
Oh,
it's
yes,
very unusual. It's very exciting.
What's that for, Jared?
Well, I can't tell you because it's
a surprise
segment.
Yeah,
really,
it's a surprise.
isn't it?
And if you knew now, who is to say that you wouldn't stop watching now and then not find out what the content of the review was? This way, it's a surprise for later on. A pleasant surprise, perhaps. Or maybe we're just doing this way for the sake of it. Who can say, really? I don't get a say. What's your say, Jared? What do you have to say about things? Anyway, I'm glad that you've decided to watch this, and at this point now we will commence with the program of the show. Please try and enjoy. My God, we're doing the green screen thing again. I mean, for God's sake, Jared. I mean, it didn't even work the last time.
Dags have to be used. If, with any luck, these stay on, I think this gimmick works quite well. You see, it did work last time, but I think I should be looking like a dinosaur right now.
Oh my God.
I hope this works. Hello and welcome to the DVD Corner, where we review not just DVDs, but
Blu-rays as well.
that is correct. And our Blu-ray for today is none other than Marvel Cinema's latest. As you'll see, it is the Captain America Avenger Original. It's
Is this the one they made in the 1990s, Jared?
No, incorrect. It actually came out just recently. That's the new release. Status.
Is this the one about a Norse god with a hammer?
You're very close, but again incorrect. That would be Thor, also a Marvel Studios Blu-ray. Not this one. This is Captain Americos.
So this is the
And,
one.
it comes, Timothy, with a Blu-ray plus DVD plus digital copy.
Now I'm
which I
wondering,
assume
does
is
anyone use
bargain.
does anyone use a digital copy ever?
We'll see.
What's
We've got the digital copy here.
Mm-hmm.
It's a disc.
Yep.
It's got no colour on it, but it's got the title. So
So where's the DVD, Jared?
You know what film? Well, it's with the digital copy. They're both on the same disc.
Oh.
Timothy. And if you look here closely, this is the Blu-ray. It's a nice round shape.
Yeah, I like
Surely
the shape.
works
It's got
in
a
a
good
machine.
shape to it. Good heft.
If you look carefully, you can see the title on both sides. It's a see-through disc. This is a special.
What would you
disc.
say about the shape? What do you think it calls to mind?
Well, mostly discs.
It's very reminiscent of the Thor Blu-ray in terms of its
Look,
shape.
it does, and I can compare them.
Actually,
in
yeah,
fact.
if we look at it, I think
If
we
you
can
look,
say that it's a direct
they
reference.
They
if
are
anything.
very referential. You'd think there's some
I think it
corporate
is. It's very much
syndicate
inspired.
behind this
Very much
design.
inspired by-
And now-
I would
now
call
I,
it. It's
um,
actually almost a rip-off.
Almost, except for the title. Now
Yeah.
I'm going to give this disc 3.5.
Is that for roundness or for heft?
Well,
or
I
for
like-
the fact that you can see the title on both
I like
sides?
the font, and that you can see more of it makes it all the better for me.
Yeah, too often you open up a Blu-ray case or a DVD case and you see the font on it and you just think, I don't really want to see this film because the font doesn't inspire
No,
anything.
and look, while Thor says it's brilliant and 4 stars, and that's from the Sun, the Sun is commenting on films now. This actually just says the best superhero movie ever, which is Brian Erdy off Movie Planet and CBS TV.
There's
Brian,
also-
well done. But the Sydney Morning Herald trumped Brian Erdy by saying it's merely 4 stars. So
Oh, well, there you
wonderful
go.
consistency
What I'm
there.
interested in is that this one says from the studio that brought you Iron Man. In the past, it used to be from the director of this, or from the writer of this, or even from the producer of this.
The
But now
studio's
we're
getting
from the
credit.
studio.
It's a
I
very-
mean, is this
look at
the
this, look at
40s?
this.
Is this the
That's
studio
right there.
system?
That's right
Is
there.
Louis B. Mayer doing this, or what?
Who knows who's doing it? It's in 16:9 ratio.
say the
That's
same
good.
thing?
Well, no, that doesn't say anything really. It's just got a star with a circle.
Pure excitement, pure action.
We hope this was educational and that you'll go and
Buy this.
look at this
film.
disc.
Yeah, look at the disc. If you go to a shop and they have that on the shelves and it's not in it, demand to see it and inspect it. Inspect it yourself.
Seriously, it's got the instructions for the digital
how to
copy.
use-
how to
oh,
use
for
digital
digital
copy
copy.
for Mac and PC.
And it also has that.
And,
so
and if that's not worth the
so-
price of admission, I don't know what is.
Are we going to actually provide the audience with anything valuable at all, Jared, or is that too avant-garde for this show?
Are we back to this already? This is. Can we turn around?
Yeah, all right.
We are here at the
At the Housing Commission flats,
of Melbourne.
a real location in which Attack the Block may have been filmed if it was made here in Australia. Now,
As opposed to Britain.
absolutely. But where the film is set is actually something roughly analogous to this kind
Yes.
of place. They call it the Block.
It's
Tell us
so
about
ghetto.
Attack
Well,
the Block.
Attack the Block is basically about a small cadre of children, shall we call them teenagers,
Yeah.
who live in this so-called block.
Yeah,
Now,
that's true.
They are led by Moses. And,
Not literally.
he's-
It's one of the
he's
people
just
who lives there, a
the name
young
of the
fella,
character.
and his nickname is Moses. Or
That's
maybe it's
right.
his given name, we don't
Who
know.
knows? Anyway, and he basically, what happens is they mug this pleasant young nurse who, unbeknownst to them, actually lives in the block with them.
Jodie Whittaker, of Venus fame.
Venus, the planet. Or Bananarama.
Or
the musical track, or maybe the film starring Peter O'Toole. It was good. But anyway, go on.
So many options with this Whitaker woman. So basically they mug her, and she doesn't like that because, well, who knows? She's got problems. Anyway, basically after that, a comet of sorts crashes down to Earth, and these boys discover it, only to find that it's some weird sort of creature, and their first instinct is, let's kill it. And so upon attacking the poor, innocent, ugly, big-toothed creature, it's a small, like, dog-like creature, they don't know what it is, they take it back as their victory to the block, where we discover that, you know, as aforementioned, they live at the same block as the nurse who they mugged. Not good, they're down with the police. What basically happens after that is a bunch of big, black aliens come and attack the block, which is
inspired by the fact that this first one was killed. It brings on this massive invasion of the big adult alien.
What's important is you're basically following these 5 youths who are basically fighting for their lives and battling off these aliens. Now, one of the biggest problems of the film that many people have found is that the characters are not initially likable, and most people can't handle that fact. They're muggers, they're thugs, and they're kids. But what it is a morality tale. It's actually a message about, you know, these kids and how they've got to learn to actually respect those around them.
And how they deserve respect themselves, you see?
Yeah,
it's got that thing that the violence of killing the first alien breeds much more violence and brings great consequences that are and
they actually have to learn the ramifications of their actions.
Absolutely. But it gives them a sense of purpose. Fighting aliens gives these young men a sense of purpose, this gang. And ultimately what they do is, instead of being selfish people, just hold the shot, please, Andrew, if you could, instead of zooming like so. Yeah, I can see the actual lens. I'm not an idiot.
Yeah,
but what I'm trying to say is that instead of being selfish hoods who go and mug Jodie Whittaker just for the hell of it, what they find is that they need to do something for the actual community. They do something selfless by saving the block from the aliens.
So it essentially works as a redemption story of sorts. But unfortunately, it gets somewhat lost in the fact that the director,
Joe
Cornish, who also wrote the upcoming Tintin film. Now, he's given a sense of heroic nature to the characters as opposed to redemption, and they're two very different things, and that sometimes gets lost on people. So the main criticism you'll find with this film is the characters aren't likeable by the end, because really they're being celebrated for something that they don't deserve. Now, it's not a justified criticism as such, as you'll tell by Timothy's look, but to an extent, I don't think really the film's resolution on these characters was an appropriate, resounding. I mean, they have to reach the ramifications, but it wasn't implied enough, and I think there was too much self-satisfaction as opposed to actual remorse about the mistakes they'd made. If you get what I mean.
I don't necessarily agree with Jared here, but I think that your point is interesting. What I think is, I don't think that they're unlikable. I think that what happens to the heroes in the end is that, as I say, they come out and save people other than themselves, and
now,
think
I didn't
about
say
other
they were unlikable.
No. But that's true. But what I think, I don't think that the film is perfect or anything, and I think I have probably some pacing problems with it, and the fact that the humour is very parochial. I didn't get half of it.
It's really specific to a certain culture.
But that is what it is. I'm sure for that audience it'd play like gangbusters.
It's probably not the best approach. They could have probably broadened a bit of it a bit more. There was too much of it.
Perhaps so. But I thought that it was interesting in that you had characters who are hero worshipped, like the main character Moses and all of his hoodlums. They're hero worshipped by younger children at the start, purely because they're hoods and they're gangsters, they're older and tougher. By the end of it, the fact that they have finally embraced a bit of maturity and understood that other people need to be saved, they're hero worshipped by the denizens of the block at large, and have become heroes in a more true sense, I guess. I mean, I don't think the film is totally coherent or strong on this point, but I actually think I didn't mind the ending personally. I think it actually works to some degree.
To some degree. Now you'll get likened to films like Shaun of the Dead. Unfortunately, it's not in the same caliber of
It's probably not
of
as
the dead.
cinema literate
No cinema.
as Shaun of the Dead. Yeah, just to use a bit of
There
wanky
we
stuff
go.
there. But
Yeah, really
or
enjoy it.
Hot Fuzz. It's
Or
probably a
Hot
better
Fuzz.
example.
Hot Fuzz is a better example. Shaun of the Dead had that cult status that Hot Fuzz was more just on its comedy basis that it was successful and off the back of the same creators as Shaun of the Dead. But this one just, it kind of, it's fun while it lasts, but you
It's
don't
better
really-
than Mars Attacks, though. No, that's
like
pretty
cancer.
cruel, actually. Yeah.
Cancer is better
Yeah.
than Mars Attacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what would you give it out of 5, though,
What
Jared?
would I give it out of 5? Well, I don't know. What would you give it?
Look, I think I'd give it 3.5 Jodie Whittakers out of a possible 5.
Yeah, I'd give it probably 3 Tim Burton schlockfests. Out of
Is that a
5.
good thing?
It's adequate.
It's adequate.
Not the Tim Burton part.
It's adequate. It's adequate, but interesting, I would say, and
yes.
worth a look if you've got the spare
Worth a
time,
look,
because
worth
there
a look.
isn't much out at the theatres. Now, what are some of the other films that are out at the theatres this
Currently?
week? Yeah. No, this week. That's coming out this week.
That's coming out this week.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a hard one.
Well, there's Jack and Jill, isn't there?
Well, yes.
I think Gus Van Sant's got a film,
think,
Restless, in which Dennis Hopper's son is apparently doing interesting
Dennis
things,
Hopper.
and
the Dopper.
or you could watch Mark Forster's Machine Gun Preacher, which is about Jared Butler saving children with a machine gun, but he's a preacher as well, or maybe he machine guns a preacher.
Yes.
But anyway,
Of course, we have
Speaking
Puss in
of-
Boots,
come on, let's go this way.
Dreamhouse.
Yeah.
It's the classic. Look at this. Aliens.
Aliens, right here. But I think no. But I think if you mentioned cancer before, Jared, but that leaves a perfect segue into our new segment. No, our old segment. What do you call it? Tumor control.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, things that are happening. Let's go this way.
This is rumour control. Here are the facts.
This is it. Rumor control.
And now, what have we got on rumor control today, Jared?
Well, we've got the new Q. That is Q as in not quite. Well,
Quartermaster,
Quartermaster.
the new Major Boothroyd, we assume, in the new James Bond film Skyfall, will be played by Ben Whishaw. Now, this is the first time
Now, God
that
knows
Q-
how he made Major by the age of what, 15?
Well,
How
maybe
old
he's
is he?
not Major
Oh,
Boothroyd.
maybe
Maybe
he's
he's
not Major Boothroyd. Maybe he's
Private
Q.
Boothroyd.
Why didn't
Well,
they
he
just
is Q.
cast
He
her?
is the Quartermaster. But we have
Why
the first
didn't
time a
they just
younger
cast,
Q.
Hilary Duff in the role. Might have made
No, but I think it's interesting because in this day and age,
interesting.
now if
interesting.
you think about it, Major
Everything's
Boothroyd,
interesting when you
shut
think
up
about
and
it.
listen to me, Jared, because if you think about it, Major Boothroyd or the Quartermaster originally is just giving James Bond a gun.
right. You're going by the films, yeah.
Yeah, but that is what it is. Originally, he's doing that.
Originally, he's doing that. Go on.
Now, in this day and age, someone who's going to be providing guns and gizmos and all that crap is probably going to be a younger, tech-savvy person. And that provides a new dynamic that you can have. There's nothing in the list of Q has to have an antagonistic relationship with Bond and be able to deliver exposition about what a gadget can do.
Well, that's good.
Nothing
Maybe he
about
can
how
teach
he can
Daniel
be
Craig
older.
how to use apps on his iPhone, because clearly from the first set photos to be released, it looks like he's playing Judi Dench's father.
Ken Russell has passed away now. Ken Russell was a British filmmaker. He was called
his soul.
the Fellini of the North or something like that.
right.
You know, very popular art house British film director. And a couple of films that he made, which were very popular, were Women in Love, for which he got a Best Director nomination from the Academy. He also made Tommy, which was a rock opera thing. He made Altered States, which was very popular. He made The Devils with Oliver Reed, and he made the third Harry Palmer film, The $1 Billion Brain. He made a few other things. He made a few musical biopics. Keep up there. But yes, what did you think of Ken Russell? Which of his films have you seen, Jared?
I've seen one or two. I can't say I'm a big advocate of him, just simply because I don't think had enough exposure to him.
I agree. I agree strongly.
I think there's something
that I
interesting to say about the fact that he's not one who you'd say is well known as a director, even in certain
Not now.
cinematic circles.
But he would have
not
been
now.
back
He
in the
would have
day.
been back in the day. But it's funny that he hasn't kind of stayed over a bit. Like if he was called the Fellini of the North,
That's true.
whatnot, you'd think he would have lasted a bit longer. But he seems to have faded out quite
Yes.
quickly.
He went to pot, is basically the what happened there. But I've only seen Women in Love, which is a very interesting film. It features a scene of Alan Bates and Oliver Reed wrestling in the nude. So
Interesting
all of you,
seems to be the word.
all of you should have seen this by now. But anyway, Glenda Jackson won an Oscar for it, so you know it's good.
Anyone who likes naked men wrestling, Ken Russell.
Absolutely, that's what you need. Or Larry Charles. But anyway, what else is there out there? Oh, that's right. There's a new poster for John Carter of Mars, or John Carter as it is now known.
Here on Rumour Control, we're talking about posters.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I mean, it's a poster.
With any luck, by the time this film's released, I was told that the film's actually going to be called John.
Absolutely, because the title John Carter of Mars is not interesting. John Carter, however, that immediately says science fiction
and
adventures.
it'll pull in the ER crowd.
Yeah, that's right, absolutely. But anyway, there are all sorts of other interesting tidbits which you can find if you go to more reputable news sources, like things about Aaron Sorkin writing a Steve Jobs biopic, or something like that. Or Jared Harris joining the cast of Steven Spielberg's Lincoln.
Jared Harris, of course, being Richard Harris's son,
and a fine actor at his own right.
Playing Professor Moriarty in the new Sherlock Holmes film,
which
is due for release soon, if I'm correct.
Absolutely, I think it's very early January for us. Very early January.
Very early.
And, well, we can see that our cinematographer is fiddling with the camera for no reason whatsoever, so we'll leave you with that. And if you want to find out any more movie news, go somewhere else.
And only Captain America can stop him. Ronnie Cox, Ned Beatty, Darren McGavin, Kim Gillingham, Scott Pollan as the Red Skull, and Matt Salinger as the Marvel Comics hero, Captain America.